So you said that. So your name is actually Colin.
Colin, Collin.
And Colin get us.
Call and get us.
How did you figure that out?
Some kid in 7th grade said it to me.
Really?
He was like, your name is Call and get us. And I was like, oh yeah. I didn't know that, but now I understand it. Like, I'm like, that's so good. So I just have taken it.
Oh.
But now it's also confused everybody.
Yeah.
Because
like we were just talking about, I was like, I thought your name was Callan. I was like, damn. And now I feel like a fucking idiot because you were like, no, it's call and I was like, I didn't even realize it.
Yeah, because I think most people who either know me just through Instagram or we haven't talked in, like, I haven't seen you in 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
They just default to like, oh, Instagram name, Callan. Don't add the and. So.
Wow. So, this is going to be a weird question, but like I haven't seen you in a while, but how old are you?
27.
Okay. Because I was wondering if you were one of those like or not creepers, but like like sneaky like 42-year-olds or something like that. Like, because there's a few people that I know that I'm like, there's no way you're that old, but like I was like, I don't remember if Colin was someone who was older or not. But
well, how old are you?
I'm 26.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Could I pass as 42?
I'm not 42. I just thought maybe like 32 or something.
No, 27. I'm about to turn 28.
Yeah, dude, 27. When's your birthday?
May 4th.
Oh, you're real close.
Yeah.
May the 4th be with you.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, and it's crazy because you look like a fucking Jedi too, with your fucking hair and your fucking...
No, I get that every year. And it's like, everybody says it to me like it's the first time I've ever heard it. Yeah. Oh. And I'm like...
Hey, Colin.
I'm like, I know.
May the 4th be with you. Happy birthday, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, like,
that's
I got
crazy.
It. Yeah, May the 4th.
Hell yeah. And so that makes you... What does that make your...
I'm a Taurus.
Taurus. Do you feel like a Taurus?
Yeah, I think so.
What is a Taurus? What kind of personality traits do they hold?
It's an earth sign.
Okay.
So they're grounded, very, like, material pleasures, comfy, cozy.
You like material pleasures?
I think to some extent like food.
Okay.
Big into food like that. Not like material.
Sweets? You like sweets?
Not huge into sweets.
What's your favorite food?
Favorite food.
Like if you're gonna, or like, okay, how about this? You're gonna snack on something. Like let's like do
chips.
down chips.
Easy.
Chips. Just like normal
like that Kettle brand.
Oh, the jalapeno?
Yeah. Oh, the jalapeno. Right there. I'll do a whole bag.
Dude, yeah. I mean, I'm like on the bottom of it. And I'm like, it sucks though because like the kettle chips, they get like really greasy on the bottom because all the grease like falls to the bottom.
You think that sucks?
Well, I mean, it's like delicious, but it just like, and then my hands get all greasy then I feel like a slob because I'm just like sucking on my fingers.
Oh yeah, because you want to lick them.
Yeah,
it depends on the situation. If I'm alone, I'll clean them that way. But
if there's people over,
yeah, it's like I'll go wash my hands real fast.
Damn.
Or just go to the kitchen and lick them while nobody's.
So and so your last name is
Geddes. Geddis.
Okay, sweet. So this is our guest this week, Colin Geddes. He's a musician. How long have you been in music for?
So I started playing bass in 8th grade.
Bass.
I took lessons that whole time. I got an acoustic guitar around maybe 10th grade. Started playing. We had just a keyboard in our home, so I started playing like piano, keyboard, maybe around that same time too. So, but my main instrument has been bass.
You said 13?
Yeah, 8th grade, 13.
Hell yeah.
Whatever.
Hell yeah. So you have a band. Are you in one band? How many bands are you in right now?
So I'm in Dandelion Hunter, which
is that your band?
Yeah, that's my band.
Your project or whatever you guys call that.
My project.
You scene boys.
Yeah, that's mine. And then I'm in First Responder playing bass.
Okay. That's the one that I think that I knew of beforehand.
Yeah, it's with Cameron and Sierra and Zane.
I haven't.
I don't know.
I don't know if I've ever seen you guys live. Maybe. I
I
don't
don't
remember.
know.
It's been a long
I know
time.
it's been a long time,
Dude, fucking pandemic fucked
I
everything
know,
up.
because I'm like, the last time I saw you, it was either at the Shrunken Head comedy show or you were helping me fix my car when it stalled out in your parking lot on North Broadway.
Maybe. I don't remember. Yeah, it's been a long ass time. I remember the last time I remember was when you were picking up old TVs off the side of the road.
Oh yeah, you got the TV for me.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Because you were like, I'm looking for TVs for a music video, and I was like, dude, there's a TV that's old as shit right here, and you were like, that's perfect.
It was perfect.
Did you use it?
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
I used it for a video. Me, Prince, and Chance, my other roommate, we made like a horror video during like the April lockdown.
Oh hell yeah.
So it was really cool. Yeah, we had 2 TVs going, and that one just had static. We couldn't get to do anything else with static, but that was perfect.
Yeah. So you're in 2 bands, you said.
Yeah. Oh, and then I'm in with Chance, my old roommate, his band Cooley Jr.
Oh sweet. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, you got a lot of going on right now.
Yeah.
And so you play. So what are you in Dandelion?
So Dandelion Hunter, on the recordings, I do everything. For
Okay.
the most part.
Okay, that makes sense.
So live, I normally do bass, just because it's harder to find bassist.
Do you have vocals?
Yeah, so I'll sing.
Okay, sweet.
So for the next show, we have a show in about a month. Mario's playing the drums.
Oh hell yeah.
And then my girlfriend Chanani's gonna play violin, and I'm gonna play guitar. So it's gonna be like a new
Genre style.
Because it's like people bring totally different things. To like these songs, and it's just like I have the foundation, and then
I will say the one thing that I did like about watching you guys work around in the scene and stuff like that is that you guys had a lot of different like friends who did like horn instruments and like different instruments. Like I saw like that one band, Dana, maybe was that the theremin?
Dana, yeah.
Yeah, dude. Like
They're so
it's like
sick.
you guys are like getting into shit that's like, oh wow, this is actually pretty dope. Like it's not just like music that I'm listening to. I get to watch this actual like.
Yeah.
Like I've like never seen someone play the theremin before, so that's
it's
insane.
very physical.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exciting having a bunch of different people, because this is like the 3rd different lineup for the band.
Okay.
Which, I mean, it's really cool because it's like I used to be very much more particular about what people were playing, like trying to be controlling. I was like, I have this idea of this song in my head. But then as I like people would play something, I'd be like, oh, I don't know. But then I realized I was like, I'm having people play with me because they're going to do things I would never even think of. And it's going to be sick, you know? And so now it's cool just to be like, yeah, I'll give you minor directions, but like I'm having you play with me because I want you to do what you would do, not what I would do.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like that's a huge lesson in like inspiration and creativity, is that I feel like, and like especially with a lot of companies and stuff like that too nowadays, it's like they want to bring people in, but they're like, we want you to do what we want, and it's like, well, why are you having creative people come in?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what's the point? Because then you're just like locking them into something. It's like, yeah, they can do it, but it's like they're not going to be happy because it's like now they don't have like the freedom to like express, you know, themselves in the art. They have to like, you know, find a way to like dumb themselves down.
Yeah, make something more homogenous.
Yeah. So that's what I like about you guys, and that's crazy that you've been doing that. So have you thought about maybe, so this is the Dandelion Hunter band that you're talking about?
Yeah.
Have you thought about maybe making that like a staple of the band? Like maybe every like, you know, album or two, just on purpose switch it up? Like just be like, fuck it. I'm just, you know what? I'm done with horn players. I'm going to get, you know, a fucking flute this time.
Yeah, I think that's something that's kind of unintentionally happened.
Okay.
Is that like people moved away, the lineup just evolved, and it does bring on like a new sound in that way.
What do you think that's done for you creatively, music wise? So like when you're writing songs, you're probably typically writing it based off of like guitar, bass, drums. How does adding these different elements like how does that translate?
Yeah.
How do you know what I mean? Like how does
No,
that
I know
affect
what you
when
mean.
you're thinking about it?
Yeah, because like so for the second iteration of the band, we had more like rippers, like shredders. So I
Yeah.
was like, okay, I can write a song that would be a lot louder, a lot more noise compared to like the first iteration, which was a lot more like twee, like poppy, which
Okay.
I loved. I loved everybody in the bands. And so this one I'm excited for because like violin, I've never played with a violin player. And so it's exciting to like think of that more like melodic, like beautiful aspect.
Who was the violin player at Poy's house?
You might be thinking of Kelsey.
Kelsey, the girl who was singing in a different language. Oh no, hold on. Whoa.
Singing in a different language. It was at the outdoor festival.
Yeah, it was at the outdoor festival.
That was Amy.
Are we good? Yeah, sweet. Who was it?
Amy.
Amy? Yeah, she was like singing in like Spanish or Italian or something like that.
I think Spanish.
It was one of like the one of those languages over there, I think.
I was out back.
Yeah.
Right,
dude,
for
she
that fest.
killed it. I was like, whoa, this is nuts.
She does really incredible animation too.
Oh, does she?
Yeah, she submitted something to the film fest we were doing, and it blew me away.
Damn.
And she did it all by herself. So yeah, she's good at violin and everything else.
So you got a violin player, or you have a violin player this time around.
Yeah.
So are you writing songs around the violin, or how does that work?
So we're probably not really doing any new. I'm kind of seeing how the old songs, because this is a development in the past like
So how do you
month.
Okay, so how do you give them the songs, tell them to listen to them, and say, figure it out?
Yeah, I sent a playlist of the songs, and I said, here they are.
Damn.
Whatever you think you can emulate something already on the track, or if you hear something
Like take like the guitar riff and make it like or something.
And like Mario, like a lot of the
That would be
tracks
sweet.
don't have drums, so I'm like, Mario, this is whatever you want to do.
It's so funny when I talk to Mario because he is like in a love-hate relationship with the drums, because it's like he like is so good at the drums and he loves the drums, but he hates it because now whenever he wants to do something, he's it's hard to find a drummer who's just as good as him who's not already doing
In
something.
like 5 bands.
Yeah.
He's in.
And he himself.
bands.
Yeah. Because he's been drumming for who?
He's in Tetanus right now.
Oh shit, yeah. That was the
He's playing with a guy named Steven.
damn.
He's about to go to South by Southwest.
Stephen King.
No, not Stephen King.
Dude, I swear to God, that fucking bugged me the fuck out. Like a bunch of people were talking about Stephen King, and I was like, they're like, yeah, Stephen King was at our house, and I was like, wait, what? He's like, yeah, they're just like talking about Stephen King, and I was like, I'm drunk as hell, and I'm just like walking
You're like,
around. I'm like,
Stephen King?
I was like, what? I was like, why? Why is Stephen King at our house? And like, yeah, dude, he was like doing cocaine off the table. I was like, what?
And
What?
they're like, you haven't met Stephen King yet?
Yeah.
No, apparently he gets messages on Instagram all the time. Like
People
are like, I love your books. Because his name is just like Stephen King. So it's like,
he's like, yeah, dude, I was so fucked up because I was like, for I don't know why, I was just like so gullible for a second, and they were like, why are you like bugging out right now? And I was like, I guess like books don't make that much money. I guess I was like, why is he living on High Street? I was like, I guess the book industry is really dead
as well as we thought.
Yeah, no, but yeah, that was so funny. I was like, oh, that makes sense. It's probably a very common name.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
shit.
probably.
So, you sent me some messages earlier that were interesting. Because you're into some music.
Yeah.
But let's talk about let's transition. Let's try to keep them grouped together.
Okay.
So you did a festival.
Yeah.
You hosted a festival recently. What was that all about?
So me and my friend Kate.
Is this the second time you guys done this?
So Kate did the festival in Kent.
Okay. 'Cause I feel like I've seen the poster before.
Yeah, it was about a month ago. Also at the like beginning of the pandemic. So it's called Dream Store Film Fest.
Okay.
And at the beginning of the pandemic, me and like 12 other musicians tried to do like a song a day project.
Oh, that's
and it
right.
was
Yeah,
also called
that's
Dream
what I
Store.
remember. Okay.
So,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, that's okay.
So Dream Store, I mean, we just use the name because it's a similar concept. Because for the film fest, we were trying to get people to make something in like a 1.5 month span specifically for the festival. But for this one, we just decided to say, actually, anything you've made in your entire life, whether that be like a 7th grade YouTube video or like something you made the day of, like submit it.
Oh shit.
And we will screen it at this festival.
And where did you guys hold this at?
It was at 934 Fest,
Oh shit.
or 934 Gallery,
Okay, sweet.
which is awesome. They were great. We showed up and
Was it a ticketed event?
No, so we were gonna have to charge. We showed up to the gallery and like got a tour, and they were like, "Are you gonna have to charge for the event or whatever?" And we were like, "We'll probably charge like $5 just because to cover the rental fee." And then Liz, the president of 934, was like, "Actually, don't charge. Just have it for free here." And so we were like, awesome.
Are you guys gonna try to do this like a yearly thing?
Yeah, I think we're actually going to try to do one at the end of summer.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, people really loved it. And there's a lot of people who wanted to do something but didn't get the chance. So we're going to give people more notice than a month and a half.
Okay, sweet. Let me know when it's getting close, and I'll make sure to put the word out and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking
sweet.
dope. Yeah. So, yeah. Any other like art projects that you've been doing like recently? Like you do music.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else that you're like interested in, like photography or anything, or are you an artist? Like, you know?
No, I don't do any like. I mean, I take photos, but not like.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, oh, I take photos.
Yeah, I'd say
know.
I'm a photographer. That's one of the things that's so annoying about being in the comedy scene. Like, no offense to everybody in the comedy scene, but like, I have a camera in my house.
Yeah.
But I don't call myself a photographer, you know, or a videographer. You know,
Yeah,
I take videos of my podcast. I don't
What
like,
would you say?
Huh?
A podcaster.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. But even then, it's like, you know, I don't get paid to be a podcaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like weird.
Not yet.
But I also wouldn't say. But even if I like carried around a camera, I wouldn't be like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, you know, because I can take pictures of my phone, but I'm not a photographer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know how to do exposure and all that stuff. It's just like really funny to me. Like people like to take on titles so quick. Like
Mhm.
they'll do comedy 2 or 3 times. I'm a
Mhm.
comedian, and it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
are you though? Because
So
then you just stopped, and we didn't see you for 6 months. So it's like, are you a comedian?
Yeah. Like, what's that threshold where somebody can say,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
What is that? Like,
I am a.
I guess, how long would you have to play with a band to consider you guys selves like solid in a band?
Just solid in a band? Well, I think it depends on the intention.
Okay.
But I mean, I think if somebody's playing their guitar in their room, I'm like, yeah, you're a musician.
Okay.
You just haven't maybe harnessed it for more than that, which is also fine.
Yeah.
So, I mean, playing in a band, I feel like you can, like, I've played one show with a band.
Yeah, I guess it is a little different though too, because if you are playing music, you can like write a song to completion. It's like with jokes, it's like you don't know if it works.
Oh, so
you know what I mean?
It's
So
the
it's
act
like
of sharing.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like your song, whether or not you share it or not, is gonna mean something to you.
Yeah, it
where it's like
exists.
even if I write a joke, it could be fucking racist. You know what I mean? And like if I don't say anything to anybody, I'm not gonna know. And then it's like, you know what I mean? Or, you know, and if it's just a bad joke in general, it's like, I'm not gonna know. And then it's like, oh, I think I'm so funny because I came up with this fucking joke.
But doesn't that count for something? What if you're laughing in your room all day to the hilarious jokes you're telling yourself? Could you count? Wouldn't you count that as like, I'm a comedian?
No. No. Yeah, it's different. It's definitely different because like one of the things that I noticed, at least, because it's like I've never played music live.
Yeah.
But because I can play music, I've never played music live though. I've done music like I've written songs and played it on a video. Yeah, but I've never done it live. But the one thing that I will say about comedy is that like it's all based on like reaction. So it's like, so if I go up there and a joke doesn't land and it like no one's laughing, it like hurts. Yeah, it hurts in a way that like it's like hard to describe. It's like, whoa, like you don't even want to continue.
I know what you
have you ever is there a similar thing in music? Can you bomb?
So I mean with music, most of the time people clap at the end no matter what. You know, like because it is like cool if people are like moving, like bobbing their heads, like moshing or whatever. But like at worst, they'll stand there, stare, and then clap at the end. Yeah. I mean, I guess people could walk out or boo. Yeah.
Has anybody ever booed you?
No, not sincerely. But yeah, I think that is a difference between music and comedy. Because comedy, it's like music. There's like a shield in front of us. You know, it's like there's a buffer between us and the audience, which is like the music. Exactly. And then like even our like message.
You have to be like really good at comedy to like get to that point where it's like, you know, you write something and it's like the premise itself, or you know, just like the joke itself is like good enough to like save you from like the horror of bombing. But I will say this though, when you kill it on stage,
it feels great.
Yeah, it feels great. What's like the biggest show that you say that you've like that you would have say that you've ever played?
The biggest show?
Yeah, and where?
The bigger shows, I've played mostly like all the local bars. We've sold out some. We played with Sorority Girl.
Okay.
At
I've heard their name before.
Yeah, I think that's their name. Oh wait, I feel like I'm fucking up their name. This was like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But people were super excited, like lined up out the door. But it was a lot of like
Ace Cups,
Double Happiness. It was like a lot of teens, but it was like filled to the brim. We play in Athens. I've played a lot of shows that were pretty big. We broke the floor once at a house. People were jumping, moving too hard.
How much of the floor?
So it was a long table or a long floor, and like the middle cracked, and the floor was like, it was one of these old houses, like built you guys are late 1800s, and we were like,
It's so crazy to me because I would remember just going to these shows, and it would just be like some random person's house. Just walk in, it's just a bunch of people. You don't really know how old they are. It's just kind of ambiguous, and you're just kind of just like watching, you know, people who are now our age playing in these house shows. Like,
the ambiguity. Because there is shows where you show up and you're like, this is are you allowed to be here?
Yeah. It's like, or should I be here?
I was at a show once. I was talking to somebody. We were just chatting on the porch. You know, you're sitting on the porch. And she was like, oh, yeah, like, I'm probably going to go to OU next year. I was like, oh, are you going for grad school? And she was like, no. I'm like in high school right now. And then I was like, oh, okay. Like, I think the next band's starting. I'll talk to you later.
Dude, that is...
But wait, it's worse.
Uh-oh.
Because you know how I used to substitute teach?
Yeah.
And I rarely went to high schools.
Please tell me you taught that grade.
I rarely went to high schools, but I went to a high school in Hilliard, and I'm like walking through the hallways trying to find a bathroom. And then the same girl stops me, and she's like, oh, hey, what's up? And I'm like, I can't talk to you. Like, this is not... Like, we can't have this conversation.
Dude, Colin's going to be trading vape pods here soon, dude. Damn.
And I think, like, there is a thing where I feel like shows in some ways should be all ages, but I think it's fucked up to have 16-year-olds, like, drinking on your yard.
That's the thing that, like, that they need to figure out. It's like, because you can't have both. If you want to have everybody, no alcohol.
Yeah, I think it should, exactly. It should be a dry space.
But if you want there to be alcohol, then just make it adults. Because I mean, if I were to start throwing comedy shows like in an apartment, it would not be anybody under 21.
Yeah.
Because because it's just like, I do not want that liability of being like, because especially, I would try to make those like ticketed, but it's like, you just don't want like to mess with that, because that's like a lot of jail time. That's a lot of you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And it's like, who else, you don't know who else is exactly showing up.
Exactly.
Like, cause it's like, yeah, most people aren't going to like hit on a 17-year-old high schooler, you know?
Exactly.
But then like, you have no idea who's at that show.
Yeah.
So it's
especially when you find it, like, and I'm not just saying it's like just the music scene, but just like any scene.
Yeah.
Like you
anywhere.
have really fucked up people who will take advantage of like situations like that. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah. So I don't like condemn the like young kids for trying to find like live music, but I think does need to be reworked and a discussion had about.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because I never, like, I mean, I did underage drink, you know, but I never did it anywhere else but my apartment.
Yeah, that's the thing, because I'm like, I like did too, but I was never not with my own peers.
Yeah.
You know, like everybody was.
Yeah, it wasn't like I wasn't going to parties and stuff like that. I was literally just chilling at my house drinking, because it's like, it's like I was afraid of getting in trouble. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I used to be kind of like a Boy Scout, like back in the day. I used to follow all the rules, but then I got tired of that shit.
I can kind of see that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I just was afraid of getting in trouble. I got in trouble, like, whenever I would get in trouble, it was, like, bad. So I'd just be like, all right. Because I'm always
like the quiet kid in class?
No.
Okay.
No. But, when I would, like, I don't know. Yeah. I wasn't quiet, but I also, like, didn't like getting in trouble.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So it was just, like, I just felt prideful about being, like, you know, a good boy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you also said something earlier. You said you're trying to start a cult. I didn't have time to look at it.
Oh, you didn't look at the website?
No. What is this?
So it's a new cult coming up. Cult of Corona.
Cult of Corona.
Yeah, here I bought an informational pamphlet for you.
You have a pamphlet?
Yeah. I'm trying to get this going.
Cult of Corona. It's Jesus. For people who are just listening, I'm holding a pamphlet, and it's got a picture of Jesus, and he took his face off, and his face was hiding coronavirus.
Can we get a close up on the main camera?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I thought of this idea summer 2020. Talked around about it. Nobody around. People were like, maybe don't do that.
All right, let's see. I'm not going to read this whole thing, but you will not fear the terror of night, nor the arrow that flies by day, nor the pestilence that stalks in the darkness, nor the plague that destroys at midday. Psalms 91, 5-6.
Yeah,
and God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt.
Oh yeah,
and
you're reading all the Bible verses. This is all stuff I wrote.
Wait, I was gonna say, what do you do?
In the Bible verses are the ones in the block.
Yeah. So what's with the Bible verses? This is just to, like,
Well, I just
point. Is this like what cults do? They like point using like religion to like look, the reasoning is true because your book says it so.
Yeah, I mean the Bible is a huge book, and you could pick any
religion,
any amount of verses from the Bible and make any sort of narrative you really wanted.
Did you like do research on this?
In some way, but I kind of just tried to emulate like a lot of the religious stuff I've read and heard like growing up as a child.
Dude, I love this. To contact us, you can be reached at this Gmail account or text us at this number. Is that your number?
It works. Yeah, it's all set up. It's not my number, but you can call.
I love the answer. I said, "Is that your number?" It works. That was perfect. Holy shit! You guys have a .org?
Yeah, it's a .org. It's all very.
Is this
official.
an actual cult already?
No, I'm once it gets off the ground, it's going to be a real cult.
Did you make this?
Yeah,
So you guys,
me.
you
I'm the leader.
You got a website domain for this?
Yeah.
That's fucking amazing.
So it's like, I mean, it's very sincere, but it's like, it's honestly an angle that I'm surprised that nobody took with the pandemic, because I'm surprised that nobody thought or interpreted this as a biblical sort of plague.
Yeah.
Just because I think the right leaning, also maybe coincides with the very, the very religious,
Yeah.
sort of Christians,
Of course.
like evangelicals, and they all sort of sided like anti-COVID, like it's not real, we're not wearing masks, which, whatever. But I didn't think that. I was surprised that nobody said, "Oh, this is a sign from God. How do we interpret this?"
So how does the cult of Corona interpret the pandemic?
Yeah, so this one goes through. So Corona was sent as a sign. So how do we stop spreading COVID?
We stop seeing each other.
You stop seeing each other. And so what is the main thing that made everybody see each other? Besides social.
I don't know.
So, I mean, like, politicians were like, y'all are going to get back to work.
Okay.
Like 5 days, you're good. Get back to work. Like this test said, time to go back to work. And so this is saying, God sent this as a sign to say, our ways are wicked. We're spending all this time away from our families, away from our friends, in order to be at our jobs for 40 hours a week. And for what purpose? But instead, here, God sent a sign to say, stay home, be with your family, be with your friends. And so all of the sort of get back to work, like we need to get back to the new normal. The new normal is that's what these heathens are saying, and these heretics, is they're saying get back to work, get back to the normal. But God sent coronavirus to say we need to realign our values and get back to the light of Christ.
Are you Christian?
No. No, this is all like.
This is all cult.
No, I'm not Christian. I mean, don't.
This is crazy.
Don't put this in the podcast, because if this takes off, they're gonna use this against me and say this is fake. I'm just kidding. You can leave it. But
I was like, wait, aren't you you said you're the leader?
No, I'm the leader. Yeah. So this is. I didn't grow. We grew up Christian.
Okay.
I'm mostly by like 15 or 16. Once I found like 9 Inch Nails, and I was like, have you heard what these people are saying about God? It was over. I was like, I don't believe in God.
Damn.
So I just kind of tried to write from that perspective.
Okay.
How
long did it take you to do all this?
So I wrote it while I had COVID over Christmas.
Okay.
So it took me about a week or two to write it all and make the website and everything. Yeah, the website has a lot going on. It has scrolling text. There's music to listen to. There's a GoFundMe to help build our temple. It's all there.
This is so awesome. I need to check this out. Oh my God, I'm so sad I didn't click on the website.
No, it's okay.
Holy shit. We'll definitely put a link to this.
Okay, cool.
So people can join and make sure that they stay home.
Yeah. Well, at this point, I think COVID's over.
So, yeah.
They're saying it's done.
Yeah, I was gonna say the war in Russia started. So I mean, yeah. Like it's actually really funny to me that like I don't think that people really like have caught it. Maybe just because they're like, oh, we're fucking free. We can finally go and do shit and we don't have to wear masks anymore.
Yeah.
They're not getting that like, yo, this whole thing was just like to keep you guys occupied. And now that Russia has us occupied, they can just be like, okay, we'll get rid of the masks and everything. We'll just like.
Yeah, let's shift focus so that.
It's fucking bullshit. What do you think? What do you think's going on? Do you think that there's a large scheme conspiracy going on, or do you think that there's just a bunch of dumb people fucking up?
Wait, what with COVID and the
Just like
the-
everything. Yeah.
I think there's a large scheme, but not in the sense of like, I think they're controlling us with COVID necessarily.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of other ways they exert control,
Yeah.
like upon all of our lives. You know, like, I mean, we have to work, we have to pay rent, like increasing prices in rent and increasing prices in everything, like lack of healthcare. So I think like there's already control that I don't think they need to exert more control.
Exactly.
Like they already have us
Where they
in
want
that,
us.
in that way.
Yeah.
But I do think. Oh, sorry. What,
You
did
know,
you say?
what were you gonna say? Do you think what?
I mean, I'm surprised they didn't just wait till like we could open the windows to lift these mask mandates and stuff.
Yeah.
But
I think it was just because they were like, I don't know, man. We like the trucker situation probably really put a damper. Like, I'm not saying like, I mean, there have been places who have already been lifting all the restrictions
Yeah,
already,
yeah.
but like a lot of like the liberal cities are starting to like do it now too.
yeah, because
And-
Columbus, it's
Yeah, I think what
Um,
we were or Monday was that?
was it Monday?
I think so.
OSU lifted theirs, like for all of campus yesterday.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
See, there
so
you go.
like that's done. So
Yeah, everyone's got to get ready to fight. Are you gonna fight
fight what?
in the war in Russia or in
Oh.
Ukraine?
Well, I actually did buy tickets to Ukraine to go visit.
Right now?
I bought them in December,
Whoa! What?
And
When are they
so-
for?
June.
Are you going?
No, probably. It's a real bummer because me and my girlfriend were gonna go together because she's been there like 3 times for 3
Whoa.
summers. So we were like really excited. So it is pretty devastating. I mean, personally, but
Yeah.
also like everything that's happening in Ukraine.
Yeah, dude. Colin's fucking salty. This is the worst thing that's ever happened in the entire world. He can't go to Ukraine
Yeah.
because they're being attacked.
So yeah, I will not be going this summer. Hopefully
Damn.
going somewhere else, but
Damn, that sucks.
yeah.
That would have been so crazy if you still somehow went. Like if they
Yeah.
were like,
They haven't canceled the flight.
what?
Yes, they have not canceled our flight yet. So I think they're like, yeah, they're still like, get on the flight. We're not refunding you. You can go or not. I think maybe once it gets closer to then.
Yeah, maybe.
They
I was gonna
might
say, yeah. I mean, it's still a few
decide
months
to-
out. It might be figured out by then. Who knows?
Yeah, we were hoping that, but I feel like that's a little naive, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
Who knows?
I hope, but 3 months from now.
I was gonna say, yeah,
We're
like,
flying to Russia instead.
yeah, yeah. I was gonna say it might be Kiev, Russia.
Yeah.
Man, it's just so crazy. I don't think it's like I don't know what's gonna happen if he like takes over Ukraine. If he like what do you just say? Hey, you guys are no longer Ukraine. You guys are now Russia, or do you guys just
Yeah.
get to keep Ukraine and then you guys are just like like Puerto Rico with the United States?
Yeah,
like, they're not
yeah.
the United States. They're just Puerto Rico, and then we own them
Mhm.
or something.
Yeah, because I don't know like the extent to which Putin, like, at what point will he be satisfied?
Well, from what I understand, I think it's like a combination of like right now they're like the main suppliers of like natural gas, and Ukraine just found like this huge like natural gas and like oil supply in their ocean, like near the Crimea
the
Peninsula.
Black Sea.
Yeah, and so that's why Russia took Crimea to stop them from getting into that.
Oh.
And so it's like a
didn't hear
twofold
that.
issue. Yeah, so it's a twofold issue. If Ukraine joins, it all depends if Ukraine joins NATO. Because if they
Mhm.
join NATO, then NATO will give them the necessary tools to take
to take
to
the
g-
gas and extract
yeah,
it
and then they'll be now the number one in
Gas
the
in
west.
that region.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
so it's like if they do that, Russia's destroyed because they already have so many sanctions on them that like the only thing that we really even buy from them is
Oh, okay. See, I haven't heard that.
Yeah.
I need to look into that.
So it's fucked up because it's like he's kind of trying to preserve like Russia's like state, but at the same time he's killing like innocent civilians
Yeah.
to do so. And it's
No,
like,
it's
and a
horrible.
lot of these people like probably see themselves as Russian anyways. You know what I mean? Like even these people who would live in Ukraine, they're probably people who are from Russia who just moved to Ukraine or something.
Yeah, I know there is some like Russian separatist regions, like definitely
Yeah.
in the east. But like I know like I think like Kyiv, like there's a lot of people who are like we are Ukrainians.
dude.
And there's people who speak Russian. They mostly do speak Russian or Ukrainian. But right now it's interesting too because a lot of people are saying we're refusing to speak Russian anymore. Like we are now only going to speak Ukrainian.
Wow, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. So there's sort of that like.
What do you think? Do you think it's like good that that we're putting all these sanctions on Russia?
Yeah, I think it's to put pressure. I think the sanctions are good. I think stuff like Disney removing Anastasia from their streaming services is like dumb, or like pulling Russian like literature from shelves. It's like because that doesn't affect or
Yeah.
put pressure on like
Putin.
to stop attacking.
Yeah.
But it's like we don't need to blame like the Russian people or like
Yeah.
Russian culture and like try to erase that.
I know that Elon Musk said on Twitter that governments were asking him. He said not Ukraine wasn't asking him, but they were like asking him to like pull internet from like his Starlink satellites.
Oh yeah, because he put it over Ukraine, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So they could keep still have internet.
And he was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Like it's just like weird because it's like people like Putin's the one doing this, and a lot of people in Russia don't agree. And it's like it's like, do we punish them? It's like, and I mean, we're being punished too slightly because it's like now we're paying $4 a gallon for gas, and it's like
yeah.
we're living a lifestyle that allows us to do that or whatever. But it's like there's a lot of poor people here too, and it's like once
Yeah.
that starts getting to the point where it's like those poor people literally are just spending their paycheck to get to work, that's
Yeah.
gonna
No,
be
that's fucked up.
that's
But-
they're gonna lose their homes, and then it's gonna be a problem for us too because
Yeah.
we're just being dumb. So I don't know what the solution is. I don't know what to do to
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the solution is either. I mean, I don't want.
like how do you how do you end a war? How do you end a war? Like
I
when
don't
you
know.
attack somebody and you bomb somebody and you guys start throwing bombs back and forth, at what point does somebody like, okay, you win or I win? Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, that's the thing. It's just governments going against each other.
Yeah.
Because it's like the government says, all right, you're going to go here and like destroy all this stuff. And then the government then says, okay, actually, we figured it out. Come back. You're good. So it's like crazy that Putin, like this is he's doing this.
Yeah.
Like one person is causing all of this stuff to happen.
It's crazy. I was watching a video on him where it was talking about his like entire history of like, he was like during like the Soviet Union and everything, he was like stationed in East Germany, and he like came back and became prime minister after like helping some of the oligarchs, and then he became president, but then you can only serve 2 terms as a president, so then he became prime minister again, and then yeah, dude, it's nuts. Like this guy has definitely, because like he did something smart, like smarter at least in that like scheme where it's like what he did was he helped out all the rich people, and then as soon as he got the power, he was like, fuck the rich people, and he like took control of like everything, and it was like crazy. I was like, that's insane,
Because
like,
he's been there in power for 20.
I think he's been in like, I don't know how old he is. Can you look up how old Putin is?
I think he's like
60?
69 or 70.
I think he's
almost.
been in like politics for like almost 40 years.
That's wild. And do you know his wife? 69. Okay.
Dude, nice.
And his wife's name is Putina. I didn't.
Putina Putin?
No, her last name is Putina. They take on the last name and then add the A.
Really?
Yeah.
His wife's name is Ludmila Askavara Arstanania.
No Putina?
No.
What?
Damn.
I thought he had a wife that died in 2014.
Oh, Maria Putina. Is
Oh,
the
okay.
her-
Ah.
Oh, okay,
She's
there we
dead.
That's his daughter.
Oh.
That's his daughter. Okay.
Dang.
Okay, I got him mixed up.
Yeah, that shit's crazy, man. Yeah. It's it's really insane to me to like think that like people can like rise through the ranks and then take over an entire country.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just
Yeah,
imagine,
it's huge.
just imagine like where did you go to school?
Ohio University.
Okay, and you graduated with a degree in what?
Psychology and sociology.
Okay, imagine if you, a random ass, psychology major,
Yeah.
fucking just started, you join the military, you're in the military for a few years, you know a little bit of psychology, and then you just like use that, and then all of a sudden you become the president of the United States.
And then I managed to stay there for 20 years.
Yeah, somehow.
No, it's wild.
And the crazy thing is too is that like they always start off with like huge amounts of support until they don't.
Yeah, big populist movement.
It's so crazy because it's almost like everyone's like, yeah, we really like what you're saying until like they start fucking everything up and they're like, okay, well then half of those people die and then like that's the approval rating. It's like
yeah, and there's still like nothing that anybody can do.
Yeah.
Like once you're in power, like to that extent, it's like,
yeah,
how do you come down from that until
until without like a revolt?
Yeah,
that's
like
that's
being literally assassinated.
I like because I hate like death and like trying to like think that like, oh, we'd have to like kill somebody, but it's like how do you peacefully remove somebody from office like that? Like how do you peacefully get Putin to like come down and say I'm done?
You think it's possible?
I think it is. I think it would take a lot of work, and I think it would take maybe Inception, but I think that at some point I don't know. I just think that there's a lot of pieces to stories that we don't know about because it's like global politics, you know what I mean, is like so crazy.
Yeah, it's hard, even especially with this, like all the disinformation.
Exactly.
That's like
because we don't know exactly. We don't like that was like when the thing started happening. I was like, I don't even know if this is actually really even going on because I was like, you know what I mean? Like, how do I know that this isn't just Russian bots sending me stuff? And I'm like, it's like I know that there's stuff happening over there, but it's it's hard for me to like, you know what I mean? I don't even know what the fuck is real. Like we can do deep fakes and stuff now.
No, it's just hard to even conceive of like everything that could happen.
Exactly. And it's like the average person, how much time are you going to spend on like one 5-minute video? You see a 5-minute video, how much research are you going to do to figure out if that video is authentic? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
no, it's like,
and if it's just a random account and that video is the very first time it's ever been posted, how do you verify that video? You
can't get much more information.
So that's like one of the things that's like, it's just really hard when it comes to internet stuff. And that's why I kind of think that like we definitely need to focus on like the local aspect of like, life.
Yeah.
Like, and this is why I think this is actually kind of funny and interesting just because it's like, one of my things that I noticed about the pandemic, and no offense to Mario or anything, but like we would walk around a lot, and like I would walk Princess, and like people would always be like, "Hey Eddie, what's up?" And I'd be like, "Oh hey Jim, hey whatever," and he'd be like, "How do you know all these people's names?" And it's like I talk to people. I walk around and I talk to them.
Chat.
Yeah, and it's like, and then you learn people's names, and then it's like cool things will happen. Like we were hanging outside, and one of our neighbors. Her wife had cancer and she's in a wheelchair, and they needed help getting inside the house. So she asked us for help, and we're like, okay, yeah, we'll help. And then, like we felt really good about it. And he's like, wow, that was really sweet. And I was like, yeah, if they wouldn't have known us, they would have not had the balls to come over and ask us. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like, it's one of those things that's like, you got to market yourself. You got to network in order to like, really get things done. And I think the most important networking that can be done is the local networking.
No, for sure.
Because like those are the people who can make it to your shows or can make it to a speech or can make it to, a whatever you're fucking doing. Like,
yeah. And everything, like everybody's doing something.
Exactly.
And so it's like, yeah, they might not come to the show, but they might share a pie with you or something. Not that like, I think relationships have to be transactional in that way, but it is like
it's like helping each other. It's not like it doesn't necessarily have to be financially transactional, but it's like transactional in the sense where it's like no one's expecting anything, but it's like you should expect to help the person that you care about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like that's like the expectation is that you should be expecting yourself to help. And then it's like, then if you see that there's not a reciprocation at some point, then you can be like, you know, reevaluate what kind of friends you are. But
no, but at the bare minimum, it's like, even if our entire banking system is taken down by, you know, whatever, like cyber warfare, it's like your neighbor's still your neighbor. That's right there. And
exactly.
And they might know how to do some you know,
exactly,
and like help you with this thing, or like
during the pandemic, the amount of lettuce and kale that I gave away, dude, was
because you're growing your garden.
Yeah, spinach, lettuce, and kale, dude. It was insane. I made enough spinach to make Princess, like, because I was doing like her homemade food at that point.
Oh, no way.
And I was doing like 2 cups of spinach in each one. I did like 2 or 3 meals worth, and then still more spinach. And then I gave away like those big lettuce containers that you get from like Kroger. I gave like probably like 10 big containers worth of like lettuce and kale combined.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was insane. I was like, this is so nuts.
Yeah, I was gardening too, because I had so much more time.
Exactly.
I didn't do kale, but I did like tomatoes and jalapenos.
Tomatoes, my tomatoes actually didn't come out because I just like fucked them up. Well, and then we also had like, I think what happened was the containers that I had them in, I think they flooded. I don't remember if there was like a bad rain.
Were you doing like totes?
Yeah. So I wasn't doing like in the ground. Yeah, because I was like afraid of like trying to do that,
like digging up that yard.
Because like we didn't really have permission to do really anything, so didn't really want to do anything like that. But yeah, dude, that was a fucking crazy ass time. That's how I realized that people were not very like how people were not resourceful, but at the same time it showed me how resourceful some people were, you know what I mean? Because it was like a lot of people kind of just like froze, and they're like, oh, I don't know what to do, like everything's freaking out, I'm gonna go on Facebook and complain about everything every day. And it's like, dude, you gotta get to work.
I'm not gonna lie, it was it was freaky 2 years ago, and like a lot was happening, but in some ways it was kind of cool. Like getting to like hang out, slow down. I was like, I can spend 30 minutes a day gardening. Like I have that time.
I got to walk my dog for 15 minutes at a time a lot, like during the pandemic. It was just so nuts, because it was like typically, you know, it'd be an in and out, I got to go to work, or you know, whatever, but it was like
bustle.
And it was just like
we got to do what we wanted for a second. Cult of Corona. That's the
Cult of Corona, everybody.
That's the message.
Call the fucking number.
Read it.
It's not his number. 614-699-0718. It's not his number, but it works. It's what he said. It's not. I can't. Whose number is that?
No, I made the number. It will call me.
Oh, is it like a?
It's like a Google Voice number.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Have people called you?
No.
How many people do you have?
It was interesting, this like kind of like talking about social media, because it's a website, standalone website that I made. And so when I shared it, there wasn't that like.
Do you have HTML skills, or did you just use a website builder?
No, I coded it and everything.
Really?
Yeah. Because I was home with
So you
COVID.
learned how to do all that?
Yeah. It was fun. And it was like, with HTML, it's pretty, I feel like most of the time it's kind of intuitive. And
yeah, HTML is pretty easy. I suck at CSS. CSS sucks.
This is my first foray into any coding.
Yeah.
But almost anything I wanted to do, I could find, copy and paste, and then tweak to where.
Yeah. Did you you just like looked stuff up and then just did it, or you like actually like learned how to do HTML?
I was just looking stuff up as I went.
Savage.
So,
I was gonna say, if you want, I did like a whole like HTML CSS like thing. I have a whole notebook of notes.
Oh, nice.
So if you want it, I can just fucking give it to you, and you
I
can
would
just
love to flip through it.
yeah. Because I was gonna say it's like you said, HTML is like not too hard. It's
Yeah.
like, and it's pretty simple. It's like you're just like adding buttons and all that shit. But like CSS is like what makes the website. It's like because like HTML, you could just make everything look like just like lines and everything. But
Yeah.
like CSS is where you add all the
look-
colors
You
and
look posh.
yeah,
I kind of wanted a bad website. Like I feel like there's a art to like
yeah.
a really bad website.
That's something that I've noticed about you guys in the music scene, or at least
Yeah.
you're like you and Mario's group is that you guys like to do like what's it called, like lo-fi?
Lo-fi, yeah.
So it's like you guys love the bare minimum BS
Yeah.
shit.
All those weird artifacts.
Cassette
you can
tapes
find.
still.
I know. I'm doing all the cassette tapes.
Are they coming back?
I think they had a resurgence, but I feel like that was like maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
Because it used to be like at most shows you could buy a cassette, but it doesn't seem like now that's as popular.
So let me ask you this. You don't have to like share like actual dollar amounts, but like when you're doing shows, how much would you say like because you make money from your shows and stuff, right?
Barely.
Oh, barely?
Yeah, I would say most shows I walk away from with a drink ticket.
Really?
Yeah, which I mean, so most of the time because I'm the local, I think it's getting better. But like 5 years ago, we really didn't get paid too much. But yeah, most of the money goes to like the touring band, just because they're like touring, they got to get to where they're going
Yeah.
next.
Savage.
But most of the time, yeah, I don't really, unless you sell merch.
Do you
But
do a lot of that?
no.
Because I've thought about it. Like, I mean, we're not like big enough or anything for like merch yet, at all. But like, I've thought about like, what that would look like in the future. Like what kind of
Yeah.
T-shirts or whatever the fuck I would come up with.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I fucking don't like hats, so I probably would not do hats. Fuck hats. I'm
What, like a baseball cap? No baseball cap?
nah.
What about like a toboggan?
What's that? Is that the
No, I mean just a,
like an Eskimo hat?
not an Eskimo hat, just a regular
Beanie?
beanie, yeah.
Oh, no. Fucking hat. I hate hats. I used to wear a beanie, and I look back on those pictures, and I'm like, my head is way too big.
Were your ears in or out?
In.
Okay.
They supposed to be in?
I put my ears in. But there's a style where you have it.
So I
The
saw
ears
somebody.
out.
So there's an interesting style that I saw that maybe. So the beanie that I had just like barely got my, like it was like on my head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there wasn't any room. I saw someone wearing a beanie recently that was like really big on their head.
Okay.
But they had it on their head, but there was a lot of extra space on the top, and it kind of like
Okay.
did like this
Yeah.
weird thing. And I was like, it doesn't look bad. I was like, it looks better than just having like a fucking swimming cap on your fucking head. That's like what mine
Maybe it
looked
was
like.
too tight, yeah.
Yeah. Like it was like too small to like whatever to look good. Do you wear hats?
Sometimes. No, I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm a hat wearer. Like, I wouldn't say someone who shows up to a comedy show twice would say they're a comedian.
Yeah.
But I do occasionally wear hats.
Okay. Are you a baseball cap guy or a beanie guy? You look
I'll
more like a
wear-
beanie guy.
I have like functional, I don't wear fashionable beanies. Or
Okay.
I wear them like if it's actually going to be cold.
Oh, okay.
And it's kind of same.
You're a practical guy.
Practical, yeah. And baseball caps, if it's really sunny out,
Okay.
I'll put one on sometimes.
I've always like thought about getting like a fucking cowboy hat.
That could be your merch. I've never seen
Dude,
cowboy hat merch.
you know what? That's a good point. You know what? I take it back. We're going hats. We're actually going to be only hats. An only hat store. That's what it's going to be. Help I'm high
Hat.
and I can't get off your head.
That's a lot of H's. The alliteration's great.
Oh, yeah. There is a lot of H's. Head?
You have it.
Dude. So many H's. Help I'm high. Can't get off your head.
Hats. You forgot.
Oh, yeah.
You have to say hats.
Yeah. Somehow. Dude, we got this. Is there any other things that you have that you need to promote or anything? Do you have any shows coming up or?
Yeah, the one on April 1st.
April 1st.
Friday.
Is there actually a show on April 1st?
Yeah.
Or
No,
am I
not
gonna show up and it's gonna be like, no, you fucking idiot. There's no show here. It's April Fools.
No, it's happening.
Okay.
It's at the Vatican, which is where
that's
Mario.
a really far away.
Vatican. It's the Vatican satellite campus.
Oh, okay.
So it's a
Satellite.
Yeah.
Do they have like a remote pope?
No, they do have a picture hanging up though.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, so you can still
Where's this
come and
at?
confess. It's Mario's old house. So the
Mario's.
one he moved after he lived with you.
They call it the
before he lived with
Vatican?
me. Yeah,
That's so funny.
it's called the Vatican.
I love how you guys name all your houses too. That's a crazy ass thing. Like when we were in our house, we ended up naming it Crombus House.
Krampus?
Crombus.
What is Krampus?
I think it's just supposed. I think they were trying to say like Columbus, but they said
Oh,
they were
okay.
just saying it fucking weird. And
Who
it
was saying it weird?
It was like Blake and Mario and I. We were just like all hanging out. We were being goofy, and someone said, I think it was Mario who said Crombus, and then we just kept it. I might be even saying it wrong because I didn't even know what the fuck he was saying.
Yeah, you're like, okay.
Crombus? What's Crombus House? So yeah, dude. So you got a show on April 1st at the Vatican.
At the Vatican.
Is there tickets to buy, or is it at the door? Is it a free show? What's going on?
Donations. It's a house
Okay.
basement show.
Hell yeah. Okay, sweet.
Just stroll up.
Hell yeah, dude. And then any other shows after that?
None planned.
None planned.
This is the first show I've played with Dandelion Hunter since the pandemic started.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It just hasn't happened.
Have
I
you been
guess.
like searching?
Not too hard. Past summer, like when things kind of opened up, I was taking class. Like I'm going back for my master's in
Okay.
early childhood education.
Okay.
So I was like swamped with
Shit.
classes. So I was like,
You still going? Or are you done?
I'm taking only one class this semester, so it's a lot.
How much more
Calmer.
time you got left?
2 years.
2 years. Hell yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but so that I just people ask, but I was like,
How
I'm
does going
too
to
busy.
school like you took a few years off? Like
Yeah, I took 4.
how is
5.
that? Like trying to go back to school, is it hard? Is it weird? Is it like
It is weird.
easier? Is it
Yeah, it's definitely weird. I think I've been in this, so I've worked in elementary schools since I graduated, so I haven't left that sort of school.
Okay,
Not
mindset,
that. Yeah, so
yeah.
I'm like still summers off, here comes work.
Okay.
It is interesting. It took a little bit to get used to because especially summer 2021, like my undergrad, I was fucking around all the time. Like I feel like I did no work. I mean, I got
and what do you do
decent
for
grades.
early childhood education? Like for homework?
Want to know? Oh, so like right now I'm in a childhood lit class.
Okay.
So we're reading children's books.
Really?
Yeah, and like critically analyzing them. So it's cool. So that's what we're doing right now.
That's so funny. I could just imagine them like taking like the fucking rainbow fish,
We have to read that one for next Tuesday.
and they're like, kids, this book teaches you about racism because, and Colin raises his hand, because the missing scale shows us the disparities between
is that true?
I don't know. I'm just
I haven't read it.
let me know what she says about that, or whoever your teacher is, because I'd be
Yeah.
interested. Is it online?
No, it's actually in person.
Oh shit! And where are you
Yeah.
taking this at?
OSU.
Oh shit!
Yes, yeah. So they're all. I think everything's back in person there
Dude,
since fall.
Hell
They
yeah!
started going back, which is really nice to be.
I like to see people.
in the
I like to see
classroom.
people's faces. I want to know if people are mad or not. Like I'm so fucking sick and tired of this bullshit where you're like your eyes are squinted, so I can't tell if you're smiling or if you're like glaring at
Yeah,
me.
yeah. We had to get more expressive with our eyes.
Exactly. It's like some people were really good at it. You could just tell, like, okay, this person doesn't like what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna.
But sometimes it's nice. I could be totally stone faced,
Oh yeah.
or I could laugh at things where I
Oh yeah.
maybe shouldn't be laughing. You know. And I was like, this is perfect.
Yeah, I normally get in trouble for that, just laughing at when I shouldn't be. So, shit. So, Colin, you have an Instagram.
Yeah.
Colin Giddus. Call and get us. Colin Giddus.
All one word. Maybe I should put spaces or something. But I like that.
I like it.
I like that people mess up my name.
Yeah. it makes it interesting. It makes it fun, and it makes it like a nice conversation. Is there any? We'll put all this information on there.
Okay.
And then, is there any other like things that you have, like a SoundCloud or Bandcamp or something that you want me to? We'll get all that. I'll get that information from you.
And everything's on Spotify too.
Oh hell yeah!
Apple Music, I think.
Sweet.
I've never used it, but.
Fuck yeah, we'll get that all on there. But dude, I fucking appreciate you coming on. This is great.
Thank you so much. I'm flattered that you asked me.
Dude, no problem, dude. The whole point of this is to like showcase like I said, like local talent and to like get everybody, because it's like at some point, you know, the goal is to hopefully get people in Columbus listening. Then those people will know, oh shit, there's shit going on. And then it's like eventually if we get like super big at all in the future, it's like people who are coming into Columbus are like, oh shit. Like, I know that, like, you know, these guys are going to be at Ace Cups, or I know that these guys are going to be at the Funny Bone, or I know these guys are going to be, you know, here. Yeah. It's like all these, you know, there's a lot of cool stuff happening. Like you said, it's like, and we're all bad at marketing. So it's like if we have like a spot where it's like, oh, like Eddie's talked to musicians, Eddie's talked to artists, it's like I can find like what I'm looking for. So it's like almost kind of like a shopping catalog for people who want to like visit Columbus and check some shit out. So
no, it was really cool because this is my first podcast.
Really?
Yeah, and it's cool that like I don't know. I feel like you're reaching out to people who aren't always reached out to.
Yeah.
So it's really
that's the other thing too is that that's the thing that pisses me off so much because there's like people that I'm like, oh, dude, I want to hang out with that person or talk to that person so much, but I just feel like they're like out of my league or whatever. But then you find out they like have no friends and they're like not like that, but like they just like don't talk to anybody, and it's like. So you've just been alone this entire time, and I've just been a pussy and not gone and talked to you. That's
people
crazy.
have stuff to say. If you
exactly.
Ask them.
Exactly. That's what I found out.
You got to give, and you're giving a space.
Yeah. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. But guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys next week. This was Colin Geddes.
Fucking A, dude.